something that'll play the audio. Actually, I need to do that. Oops, okay. We'll add components, add new script, call it, I don't know, walk. All right. In our walk script, so for now, we will just do some input stuff. So we just want to, this will just simulate like, you know, you press a button, you walk. So you do, you know, if input, is it get key. And of course, we need a reference to our audio source. So, what happened? Okay, there we go. So, private audio source. So now we have, and to get the source, we just do source equals get component. Hopefully all of this is familiar to all of you.
Very familiar over here.
All right, so now we have something to give us our input and the source. So first, we before we do anything else, we make sure that our audio doesn't play on top of each other. And we can do that by doing source, not source is playing, should be. Wait, does this not have autofills? Should be the right one. Let me get.
Is it lowercase I?
Yeah, it's a lowercase I.
It is a lowercase I. That's why. Come on. Yeah. Okay. And then if we do that, we will just do a source play. All familiar. All super simple. So we'll go ahead and test it out. We'll see what this walk sound is like. So this is a walk. So does anyone see any problems with this walk sound?
Super monotonous.
It's the same walk sound every single time. And that can get really boring. So what we're going to do is change the pitch every time it plays. So to do that, we'll do source dot pitch, set it equal to random dot range, and that way we vary we vary the pitch each time we make a step. Because when we walk, you know, it's our walking isn't necessarily perfect. It doesn't sound the same every single time. So, anyone want to throw a float number from 1 to 0? It's from 0 to 1. Any random number from 0 to 1?
0.3.
Huh?
0.3.
0.3? All right, that's fine. Anyone have any other number they want to make it?
2.
Preferably higher than 3. Than 0.3.
4.
I mean, we could do 0.4. It's not going to vary very much, right? But that's part of the experimentation. So with that, we'll go ahead and hit play. And now this is something to watch out. When you pitch something down, the sound will start actually playing slow because what happens is when it pitches down, it's stretched. So you have to be wary of that. So 0.3 and 0.4, not necessarily the best of values. So let's try 1 to well, from, let's say, I don't know, 7 to 1. Okay. So when we hit play now, oh, huh. Did not save it. Thought I did. There we go. Now it's a little different. So we can do more with so now we can do a little bit more with that. Because when we walk, sometimes some steps are not as heavy as other steps. So we'll do something called volume modulation, which, guess what? Changes the volume each time you play the audio source. So, and that one's easy too.
Wait, so for pitch,
yes.
That decimal is like percentage, right?
Yeah, it is percentage. Yeah.
Okay.
But you can also go like 3, so you go like 300%. Mm-hmm. So it makes it like super high pitch. All right, so to modulate the volume, we can just do something similar. And it's so similar that I can just do this. Wow. Now, I probably want to make it a little bit more varied, so probably increase the range so you can actually hear it getting softer and weaker with every step. We're going to have this down. All right. So if we stop this and play again, now it actually kind of sounds like someone's walking. Make sense? Cool. See, not too heavy on code. Actually, not heavy on code at all. Actually, my polished version actually is like an overdone version of this. Okay, so now for other things, so we went over like walking. This volume modulation also has like some shooting. You can feel free to mess with that as well. Now, the other technique is randomized sampling or randomized picking. And that would be when you're playing, when you have a sound effect in mind, you can actually make different variations of that sound And when you put it into the game, you actually just pick a random one each time, and it instantly solves the problem of the sound being monotonous because you made different sounds for it. So I didn't want to make that many sounds, so I went ahead and just took took halves. So we'll go create a different script for this. Well, actually, we can just use the same one. That's fine. All right. So in this case, we actually want to store audio clips. So all we need to do for that is do, well, actually, it should be public audio clip. My bad. Okay. Did I do something wrong? Did I do, oh. Really?
The bracket goes before.
The bracket goes before.
I always forget where the heck it goes.
I always, listen, Visual Studio yells at me better. All right, so now that we have our clips, we can go ahead and let's create a different input for this. And I can just literally just copy paste this, put this down here. And then I don't know, what's a good attack button? B?
F.
F? Press F to pay respects? Okay. All right. So we have our audio clips, our source, and our key. So all we have to do for random sampling is very simple. So we make sure we change the clip that the source is attached to. So, and that is just that, source.clip. And then we grab from our list of audio clips, and hey, it's random, right? So we can just do this, except our range should not be that. It should be from 0 to the, I have that right there. Ah, that is a small backspace. It range from 0 to clips dot length, and you don't need to, shouldn't need to -1 it, because int range weirdness. All right. So after that, we can just do play. All right. So now that we've done that, we'll go into our audio source object, go down to our clips, let's lock our editor so we can drag everything in. So just highlight that, and you can like drag it into the clips, and it'll just add everything. Super simple. You could you just drag it into like the array.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, and you don't even have to fiddle with the size. It'll add it all at once. Cool. So now that that's hooked up, I was in inspector mode. I mean, I was in play mode, so that didn't save. All right. So if I do F, so it varies. So yeah, and you can use a combination of pitch and volume to get even like more permutations of the same of all the sounds, and so it'll never exactly sound the same. And then there's another technique which is round robin, which is kind of like basically like you go down the list of sounds. It's more effective if you have like 3-hit combos or something of the like where some sounds are sequential. Any questions?
Press D again, or press. Can I see your code again? Can I see your code again? Press D, or go back to the editor.
Oh, D's gonna.
Yeah.
D's gonna. Oh, what? Yeah, D's gonna play the same thing because the clips was changed.
Oh, okay.
The clips were changed. I didn't set the clip over here. That's why it's playing this thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's try that whole round robin thing. Now this is the thing that requires a little bit more code. I don't know. But in order to play it sequentially, all we have to do is kind of go through our list of clips. So to do that, let's track our current. So this is like this is an index to the location on our clips, on our list of clips, and all we have to do with that, make sure you initialize it to 0. Oh well, I'll just do it. I'll do it here. Do it here. Our favorite voiceless protagonist. Well, speechless. You do current sound, and then when you finished playing it, you check if current sound is the same. If it's the same as your, the edge of your clips. So clips.length -1. And you do, so if it's greater, so if you get to the end of your list, you just go ahead and reset it to 0. And otherwise, why can't you just, there, what, no. There, so, sorry to code this way. And then otherwise you just add, you just increment. So this way should let us actually go through the sounds, and I actually properly picked through some attack sounds. No, stop, 0. There we go. So it'll, no, I did it again. I see now why people change the colors of their editors on display. Never usually have that problem.
How did you do the drag and drop again?
Yeah, sure. So I select everything here, and then I go, I drag it to like the clips, not at the size. Yeah, no.
Because whenever I do that, it changes the inspector to the.
Oh, make sure you lock your inspector. That's this lock thing on the top corner. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So now that we have that, we have a combo hit. Ta-da! And now you can just play with it. Any combination of these will give you like a number of permutation of sounds just because of randomness. But yeah. And does anyone have any questions? I know we kind of rushed through that.
Can you go back to the code?
Yeah.
recording, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
On OBS.
Should I stop it?
Oh, you're good? Okay. No. If you're not done yet, don't stop. I'm just wondering. Just making sure. I think this thing mic was muted, and then I had to hit the button.
Oh, I didn't know it was muted.
Yeah, if you like go to OBS really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like you know how it's picking up now?
Oh my god, I didn't even look at it.
You didn't? Okay, so this button right here.
Yeah.
If you click it.
Just tap the mic and see if it's responding.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
I usually do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just check the light. It's important.
Okay, just make a script for the people watching.
It's okay. The audio was recorded. Well, most of it. 90% of it.
Yeah.
It's all good.
So, everyone good? No more questions? Cool. So hopefully that was some. I know the workshop was kind of short, but hopefully that was like somewhat educational. To like try to see like, oh hey, you can do this like cool thing with programming and audio to make my sounds actually sound better in game, because you know you can't trust every programmer with your sound.
If we don't have the is playing, like if we check if it's not playing, would the sounds just overlap or would they cut off the other sound?
Each time, so I mean, I could show you. Oh boy. All right. I could show you. It's because of the nature of input.getKey. It'll return true every frame that it's held.
Yeah.
This runs once per frame. So you can imagine what'll happen. I mean, okay, I was bracing myself for something else. Yeah. So, you know, that happens. So make sure your sound's not playing over each other. Well, over itself. Yeah. Any more questions? Cool. You can actually do this with middleware. You know, your Fmods, your Ys, and it'll be much. It should be a lot easier to do these sorts of things because like actual programmers worked on that thing for you. But this, you know, if you guys are more like interested in like, you know, implementation specific stuff, there's actually like a job in the industry specifically for like bridging stuff between like sound people who like, you know, leave me alone with my DAW, I'm going to design some sounds, or like hitting things, I like to make Foley, to programmers who are more like, oh hey, stop, let me code. That job being technical sound designer, and that's more like, oh hey, I know some audio, I know some programming, let's put it together, audio programming.
Cool.
All right, cool. So that's pretty much the end of the workshop. Thanks for coming.
Cool. Thank you.
I'm gonna post the code. A sound effect manager, like after this. So cool.